Hello everyone. Thank you very much for watching Sigma Stage Online. I am Kazuya Maki, CEO of Sigma Corporation. Today, I'm very excited to introduce you a brand new camera from Sigma. In 2019, we launched Sigma FP. Thanks to its compactness and versatility, Sigma FP has become a camera of choice for a wide range of image makers, including still photographers, cinematographers, film directors, and vloggers, as well as those who use the webcam functionalities. Today, I'm very excited to share with you a new addition to Sigma FP series. It's Sigma FPL. The exterior and the dimensions of the new FPL are almost exactly the same as the original FP. The only small difference is the letter of L on the front of the body. From now on, I'd like to share with you the key features of the new FPL and also clarify the differences and the similarities of these two new cameras. First, I'd like to start the new FPL as a still camera. The most standard feature of the Sigma FP series is its compactness. As I mentioned earlier, the dimensions of the new FPL are exactly the same as the original FP. The weight is just 5 grams heavier. Both the original FP and the new FPL are smaller than the passport. Thanks to its compactness, you can take Sigma FP with you anytime and anywhere. Actually, I also take my FP with me almost every day. We believe this is a hugely important feature of the camera, and I'm sure that many FP owners have found such an incredible portability has transformed the way they shoot and opened up many new photographic opportunities. Just like the original FP, the new FPL also has a dust and splash-proof structure built in. The second key feature of the new FPL is the super high resolution. New FPL features 61 megapixel full-frame image sensor, while original FP is 24 megapixel. Some of you may think that you don't need such a super high resolution, but it does offer several benefits. First of all, it gives very high fidelity to the image. And also, it helps to give the three-dimensional look. So, the more pixel count, the more natural the image looks. Such a super high-resolution camera normally does not have the optical low-pass filter on it, but we decided to add relatively weak optical low-pass filter on the image sensor to avoid the color artifact. We have been Foveon X3 image sensor many years, and as you know, the Foveon X3 image sensor does not create any color artifact. During this period, we have gained a great deal of understanding what makes the image look natural and solid. High resolution, great detail, no color artifacts. These kind of things makes the image look natural and solid. During the product development of the new FPL, we found that a combination of 61 megapixel and weak optical low pass filter gives the best image quality without any color artifact. So we believe that the image from the new FPL is very natural and three-dimensional. Another benefit from having a super high resolution is the crop zoom that we implemented in the new FPL. With a lot of megapixels to play with, you can zoom in by cropping into the smaller section of the image sensor. You can crop in by pinching out on the back LCD of the camera, up to 5x zoom. With 2x zoom, the image resolution is 15.1 megapixel, which is quite enough for most of the casual shooting opportunities. And with 5x zoom, you still have more than full HD resolution. So in the field, your prime lens becomes a short zoom and your zoom lens becomes a longer zoom. We believe this is very convenient function. Another benefit from having such a super high resolution is that you can experiment many different aspect ratio. Sigma FP series has many different aspect ratio. For example, the 21:9, the cinematic aspect ratio is one of the most popular aspect ratio in the Sigma FP series. And you can enjoy this aspect ratio without worrying the resolution becoming too low. The third key feature of the new FPL and the still camera is the phase detection autofocus. The original FP only supports the contrast AF, but the new FPL supports both contrast AF and phase detection AF. So you can expect the very fast autofocus with the new FPL. Next key feature of the new FPL is the new color mode. First of all, both the original FP and the new FPL has a color mode button on the back side of the camera body. Unlike the other cameras that you have to use the menu to change the color mode. This may sound insignificant, but the convenience of this button makes a huge difference in the real-world usage. Being able to change the color mode from this button directly and quickly makes you more likely to try out different look as you should. So we believe this is very important function. Sigma FP series already have many attractive and useful color modes, such as teal and orange, forest green, sunset red, fauve classic blue, fauve classic yellow. The teal and orange is a popular color rendering style with modern film colorist. It requires a very sophisticated post-production technique, but with FP series, just by choosing this color mode, you can create a very attractive cinematic looking result. Now, the new FPL has two new color modes. The first one is the powder blue. This color mode is characterized by the subtle blue color and the muted look. Different from the modern digital images, this color mode is less contrasty and less highly saturated. So I can tell you that it has distinctly the filmic feel for the retro-looking result. Another new color mode is the duotone. As you can see with these sample images, it's more stylized rather than the traditional look. But this is very popular for the graphic design, web design, advertisement, and so on. Again, even without Sigma FPL, you can create the duotone colors by using the digital editing software, but it's quite time-consuming process. With Sigma FPL, just by choosing this color mode, you can create this kind of very innovative duotone colors. So 2 new color modes, powder blue and duotone, are available for the new FPL. These 2 new color modes will also be available for the original FP through a future firmware update. The date for the future firmware update has not yet been decided, but it will be sometime in this summer. Next key feature of the new FPL as a still camera is the save and load settings. When we were monitoring how FP users enjoy using the cameras, we found that many of them were creating their own picture style with unique settings such as color modes, white balance, exposure, contrast, aspect ratio, and so on. And we thought it would be wonderful if they exchange their own picture style each other. So we decided to implement this function. Exchanging your picture style with other FP users is very easy. From the menu of Save and Load settings, you can create and save the QR code that includes all the settings that creates your own picture style. And Sigma FPL can import all the settings using the QR code. We believe this is a very important tool for the FP user community. So this is a brief review of the key features of the new FPL as still camera. Next is a new FPL as cinema camera. First of all, the original FP has got several firmware updates since its launch, and it has been continuously enhancing the functionality as cinema camera. So this fully updated original FP and the new FPL basically same functionality as the cinema camera. But today, let me go through the key features of the FP series as cinema camera. One of the most important features of the Sigma FP series is a dedicated Cine user interface. There are many cameras on the market today that has a great video functions, but most of them shares the same menu layout that you see in the still mode with some extra video settings added in. It's quite convenient for the manufacturers, but for the serious videographers and the cinematographers, it's quite confusing and slows down their operations. That's why we decided to implement completely separate user interface for still mode and cine mode. Here is the example. The user interface on the left is a layout in the still mode, and the right one is in the cine mode. As you can see, it's completely different. We believe this is hugely important for the serious filmmakers. Just like the original FP, the new FPL also has a heatsink on the back side of the body. Thanks to its heatsink, you can shoot the video continuously for a long time without camera overheating. Next key feature of the FP series as cinema camera is the 3 raw file recordings. This is very important for the serious filmmakers. The Sigma FP series support these RAW files. You can save Cinema DNG in camera and ProRes RAW and the Blackmagic RAW to the external recording devices. For the in-camera recording, 12-bit UHD 4K is supported, and for the external device recording, 12-bit DCI 4K is supported. This is a brief review of the Sigma FP series at Cinema Camera. Next is a director's viewfinder. This is an optical director's viewfinder. Optical director's viewfinder is a finder that film director use to get an idea how a scene look in the film. This is very important and very useful, very essential tool for the film directors. But the problem is that since the launch of the digital cinema camera, the sizes and aspect ratios of the image sensor is slightly different from camera to camera. So the optical director's viewfinder can't cover all digital cinema cameras. That's why we decided to implement the digital cinema camera mode in the original FP, and the new FPL also has this mode. This is a list of the digital cinema cameras that new FPL support. The red Commodore 6K is newly added to this list, but Commodore 6K will be supported by the original FP through the future firmware update. Another new function with the new FPL is the custom frame line. A lot of customers who use the director's viewfinder mode has been asking us to implement this function. This custom frame line allows you to customize the frame line freely and precisely. So with this new function, the new FPL will become an essential tool for the film directors. The final function is the FP series as webcam. Due to COVID-19, today, many people use online communication tools such as Zooms, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and so on. In early 2020, Sigma FP was the only full-frame mirrorless camera that supports UVC, USB video class. So just plugging into the USB, you can use FP camera as a webcam. So many people started using Sigma FP as a webcam. Actually, many of our employees also use our FP as webcam. The only drawback with the original FP was a power supply. In order to supply the power continuously, you have to use the AC adapter, which is optional accessory. Now, I'm happy to tell you that the new FPL supports a USB power supply. During the web conference, the camera is continuously power supplied, so you can use the new FPL even for the web conference. So, this is a brief review of the key features of the new Sigma FPL. With the introduction of the Sigma FPL, we are also launching the new accessory. It's electronic viewfinder. And here is a new electronic viewfinder. It's called EBF11. As you see in this image, it's attached to the side of the body, and it has 3.68 million dots, and it covers 100% angular view. The viewfinder can be tilted up to 90 degrees, so you can look into the viewfinder from different angles. Thank you very much for your attention. Lastly, I'd like to share with you the price of the new FPL. It's $2,499 or €2,299 or £1,999. This will be available next month in April. The new accessory EVF11 will be $699 or €649 or £599. This EVF11 will also be available next month in April. Thank you very much for watching my presentation. For the details of the products, please visit our website. I truly hope this innovative small camera helps you to find the many new photographic opportunities. And also, with the unique blend of the super compactness and the super high performance, I hope this new Sigma FPL become your daily go-to gear. Thank you very much.